Adventure.
Last gun for hire, 18 win.
This is how and well you can draw. I hope so. And I don't mean lead gun slinging, and I don't get arty stuff. I'm here to do that. You all will just draw together, become family, friends, help each other, support each other, all that stuff. This is a place to have a good old time, friends and frolic, and all that stuff. Okay? This is it. Hey, hey, hey. How are you all today? Let's see. I'm just doing a little bit more sharing this out, and then we will. Red tea. Okay, so that's shared out. Let's just pop out the chat here. Hopefully, we'll be able to see the chat. How is everybody this fine day? There's not much to do on this one that's here at the moment. Let's just need to set this up properly so I can see the chat. But we will move on to others afterwards, of course. Okay, so let's, okay, so we just need to create selection, and then we actually want to do it on this one. And we'll lock that layer. We'll zoom in. Basically, I just want to create the black lines which would go around stuff. So that's going on fine and easy.
So there we go. Those little minor touches are in. We will save. Hopefully I'm able to see the messages. Okay, so we're just going to save this as a PNG as well. So let's make this space in 2. That way we can keep the original drawing. Hello! Ulrich, how are you? This afternoon. You say good morning, I say good afternoon. Okay, so, yeah, let's deal with this one now. We gotta cut in some edges, make sure they're good. Finish coloring Booster properly there. Booster Kiwi, that is. Oh, actually, one other thing I should do before I go too much further. Now, I've been showing the progress on Canadian Shield. So let's do that. We have, it says 40 hours left here. Maybe it's a little bit less. We'll find out in a second. When I refresh, as you can see, it says we're up to 2013. We went up $10 since yesterday. And we're at 39 hours left. And then it'll go in demand. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, I'm gonna send Evan a DM on Twitter because I drew up Mummy Chan, but I can't contact him for some reason. Ah, okay, and you're good for after the show getting together on thing. Uh, I know what it's called. Hangouts. Oh, you were going to send him a DM. You haven't, or you've tried to, but for some reason it won't let you. Yeah, I was having a problem sending some DMs out earlier too, myself on Twitter. I was trying to give somebody a couple pictures. I sent one, and then I started trying to send a couple more. I think so. Hangouts might work if I'm not. If not, I'll just write up a shortened bio for the card. Yeah. Well, I can't see why it shouldn't work. Because Hangouts was working for you before they closed it down, right? You were able to go in, or, maybe I have to send an invite directly to your email. That's only. But before they shut it down for. Here. It worked for you in general, right? Yeah, so it should still work, so. So what are you up to today besides working with me on doing your getting your thing completely done? Because once we get that done, I'm gonna work on the design for the cards. Maybe I'm actually, since I'm gonna do this for all my campaigns, I'm gonna consider it a series, a card series. Cross Comics fan version characters, fan versions of Cross Comics characters, something like that. Hey, definitely not Evan. Evan may have been deactivated for Twitter for the last time. Well, that could definitely be a possibility, but like I said to Elric, Twitter, I tried to send Inkwell a couple pictures, and then it wouldn't let me. Said it couldn't send for some reason. So it may not be Evan's. I don't know whether Evans shut it down or not for him, but I sent Inkwell one picture. 30 seconds later, when I'm sending him the next picture, it's like, yeah, we can't send this. I tried a couple different pictures. But I was able to send him a regular text. Not, well, by text, I mean I was able to send him, yeah, well, text, however you want to say it, word stuff, just not pictures. I was able to type, tell it to send, and it would send. It's a rough version of what I'm going for. I'll take another shot at it. Yeah, so they just might be down. It might be down at the moment, that portion, or there might be something wrong with Twitter with that. See whether you can type just a message to Evan on Twitter. Oh, so successful crowdfunder. Hey, Mallet. Um, were you able to get that stuff sorted out, or do you know yet? I don't use Discord a lot, or lately at all lately, because I'm dealing with a lot of family stuff. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ricky. I don't know why I'm suddenly doing this. Would it be Scottish or Irish? Sounds a little bit more on the side of the Irish, eh? Not the Scottish. We're saying good morning to Mallet. Good morning to you. Well, I'll have to go back on Discord sometimes. Maybe take the stress off a bit off. But I'm just reading manga and relax. People, perhaps I can talk to people, talk them into reactivating temporarily. I think he just said that he was going to, or possibly. Oh, unless you mean Ev- Evan reactivating his account temporarily. My dog is digging a hole in the backyard trying to get a squirrel or something. So your dog's going a little squirrely. Hashtag free comics for Evan. Hey Raggedy, how are you? No, it's just pretty much laugh out loud. Okay, I think everything is on the up and up there now. Let's go to the next level. Let's white things out. Well, yeah, I saw that. I didn't know, and I saw one person there watching, not saying anything, which was probably you, Mallet. I had done what I was thinking of doing. Yeah, I could have done something more, I guess, drawn more stuff, but I'd went about an hour, so I thought I was, cool. But I hear you did get rated. It's cool you got funded across less than a day from the campaign ending. You don't have to worry anymore. Yeah, well, just as long as nobody refunds too, Alric. Anything beyond $13. And we are 13 still. We are just over a day and a half away. Still, we got 39 hours left. Basically, a minute to midnight. Your time is on Saturday when the campaign ends officially. So I won't be. I'm pretty much worry free, but I won't be completely worry free till. Hey, Topher, thank you, thank you, thank you. I won't be completely worry free till those 39 hours are up. But I can't see anybody refunding. I've had technically 3 refunds. One, 2 refunded to get a better tier, and 1 just refunded and didn't get anything else. I just hope that they know they're refunded, and they don't end up expecting to get something when they haven't. But things are ongoing in demand, so if they realize that later, obviously they can. Hey, John. Okay, so I guess we're doing the Boyd now. I think everything is. It wasn't John that refunded. Mallet. I won't say who it was, but it wasn't John. That I can say. Because I wanted my $5. Oh, I just. Well, I guess you really made an ass out of yourself there. I know some people like to say when you assume you make an ass out of you and me, but, I disagree with that statement. I just think you make an ass out of yourself. Especially when you assume wrong. So you won drawn and quartered last night. Fan edition, eh, Dillard? Are you going to go to the pros next week, or did you pass it off because of work? Rick can make an ass out of himself all by himself. This is true, Dillard. This is very true. Yeah, I thought you might win. You won, but you didn't announce it on air, so. So I guess Jiminy will be going in your your stead. I think that's who came in second. So how is Scribottle going to work next week on there anyways? Is everybody in the chat going to be guessing, or do you know how it's going to work yet? I have the gift of I have vision as well, as well as the gift of hearing. I'm just going to have to take over the show about 1/4 of the way through and run show pulling in different artists every round. The chat will be guessing. Cool. So I guess there'll be a few more rounds than normal Scribbattle. You know, to make it go about 2 hours. So 6 rounds is per usual. But you'll have no Neil. Will Neil be there? Who knows? But yeah, I guess you'll have more than the 3 artists drawing. You'll have what? 5 or 6? 6 or 7? Maybe 8? So I guess that could make it go longer. That many artists as well. Yes, but every round we're only pulling in one other. Yes, but every round we're only pulling in one other D&Q FE for that round. So what, you'll be doing it through StreamYards or Hangouts? Not that it matters, you know. For me, anyway. I'm just trying to... Something to talk about, try to figure it out. So is there still going to be Scribbattle on Monday? Or is Thursday a bonus Scribbattle? And are you still going to be giving out prizes for Scribbattle? Well, your prize, anyways. I guess you'll have to do the. Let's stop bothering with these questions. You entertain. Hey, I'm letting the audience know by asking all these questions, so they know what's up. So they'll be forthcoming to come and watch and participate. Not really. Just for 1 week. It's doing John's. I'm not sure whether you've been over on John's show on Monday nights for his Scribbattle at 7 Eastern Standard Time. It's still a drawing competition, but it's also a competition where you can win some prizes for John. But John and Quarter fan edition for this 1 week will be the Scribbattle format. From what I get. I could be wrong. It is what the hell is right, Kitty. Well, I sort of had that question too. Definitely not Evan. So definitely not Evan. As you probably know by now, I'm funded, and I guess what is a Scribbattle? Scribbattle is several artists. There's a topic or a theme, like Pokemon or 80s TV shows or something like that, and artists have like 2 minutes to try and draw something that will get you the name, and the people in the chat try and guess what they're drawing. So Evan didn't get to do his swoop in with his $5 and go over when I was $42 away because somebody came in and bought something for $45 and putting me. So let's see. And you get points if you are within the first 3 people to guess what the artist is trying to draw. There might be on whatchamacallit. I'm drawing a quarter, but there's not a draw along on Scribbattle. Not yet. Did I describe Scribble correct enough for you, John? Yes, I've watched some Futurama, not all of it. I know about Bender the robot. I think the main guy's Fry. There's the one-eyed girl, the crustacean guy, the old scientist guy. I know there's a couple others too, and there's lots of people from our day and age with their heads in jars. Hey, Pixel! Scribble would be weird to have a draw along with, but DNQFE times Scribble show will have a draw along. Okay, so the professor, Philip Fry, Dr. Zoidberg, Hermes, yeah, Leela. Okay, so I know there's obviously stripes here, and it's white and red or white and blue, the stripes for the flag. And what is the bottom one? Or some Professor Farnsworth. And then there's the alien, those alien slime balls in jars that you've seen on The Simpsons as well. And then, of course, there's the ship, which I forget what it's called. Kiwi. I probably should have made it a New Zealand flag. Or even a Canadian flag. But, yeah, what's the color of the stripes? I know, is it red and white or red and blue? I'm thinking it's red and white. And up here is blue with all the stars. But it is a question of is the bottom US flag is red and white. Red starts on top. Amy Wong. Okay, red starts on top, so that means the white is. Do white first. No, we want white up there, so we'll do red, I guess, first. Flag is not a model. Nibbler and Bender. 7 red stripes, 6 white. Well, we'll see how close he is. Save yourself. Use the polyline tool. What's the polyline? Oh, this one's good. Because these lines aren't straight. That matters to me. Plus, I've got the time. I'm here for another hour, so that means I. Uh, Plus, I have a hard time getting it to stop using those lines to that thing. I do like it for some stuff, though, for sure. But thanks for trying to help too, Pixel. Uh, I guess we'll give it. How many stars are there supposed to be? There. Hey, Bullet. Um, this is me coloring in Topher's version. Just getting the. Dillard hates Beverly Crusher. Now, this looks like it's supposed to be the Betsy Ross one. How many on the Betsy Ross one? $13? No, well, we got 6. So I can see whether I can fit in a couple more here. Seven. Eight. 9. 10. Well, I didn't know it was 13. I wasn't sure it was 6, 7, something like that. I think that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 12. We could do 1 in the middle. That'd make 13. Well, probably that's good the way it is. Well, they're fired. There are only 8 really important colonies. I had to put this up. One hidden in the folds. Yeah. I like that idea. Hey, I'm not the one who drew this originally. Don't blame me. Blame Tolfer. I'm nice. Hey, Tolfer, throw you under the bus. Rick, build a house with 3 walls instead of 4. It's good enough. Hey, I ain't the builder here. I'm just too many comic books. I'm not the builder here. I'm just the painter. You guys want to blame the painter? Nope, I just painted the walls that were there. I didn't paint three walls on the floor. I painted all the walls that were there. I can't help it if all the walls aren't there. Okay, later. Thanks, Pixel. Oh, Pixel, if you're still here, do you have my address, or do you need me to tell you my address? Send you a DM with my address. So how do you think the coloring's turning out there, Topher? Are you liking the coloring? Although I haven't done any shading on the Canadian Shield yet, but Uh, shading, shades and tints, that is. I've never had any of my. Oh, that's good. Well, not good that you haven't had any of it colored, but that you're enjoying watching. Change. I try not to. Especially for the fan art. Because I like to try and keep the fan art the same. You know, coloring it's one thing, you know. That improves upon. Well, not improves, but you know what I mean, I think. I'm. Uh, you know, I try and you know, I keep the files, you know. I try and keep the files for the fan art too, without the colors. Heck, any fan art you want, any of my on my webpage, crosscomics.cia.ca. Anything you want to draw, and I'd be happy to put up on my fan art page on the website. If you feel like at any time drawing any of it. But yeah, I thought it'd be good to do all this fan art, coloring all this Canadian Shield fan art over the campaign. So anybody still here? I'm here just eating breakfast. Yeah, it's just painting the kitchen. Well, cool. So after we get this stuff here done. Uh, I'm just gonna leave the American flag the way it is. Were you into Alpha Flight as a kid? Not really. I didn't hear about Alpha Flight till um the X-Men animated series because of well, them being in there, and I thought that was cool. And it wasn't one of the titles that I picked up and read, but I did. Well, I did pick it up and read it when it came available, but it only lasted so long every time. Alpha Flight's the Canadian version of the X-Men from Marvel, from Department H. But you probably knew that, Ulrich, but you weren't thinking. I remember finding some Canadian comics in Minnesota when I was a kid, but can't remember what they were. Probably Captain Canuck. Possibly That's probably about one of the few that you know was Canadian just by the name. Also, a discount version of Yakima. That's weird. Yeah, but not all the members of Alpha Flight were mutants, and it was run. It was a team run by the government, so maybe a little bit more like X Force. Yeah, there's been a few Canadian comic books, if you will, but Captain Canuck is probably the most one that if you saw it, you'd know it was Canadian. Others you might not. I've actually met the creator of Captain Canuck. There's a community college here in Hamilton. Well, it's a pretty big one actually. It's a pretty big brand name community college called Mohawk College. I took a 10-week course there, and he was teaching it for drawing and all that. And then, of course, I've seen him at conventions too. And they've got some newer Captain Canuck stuff too. I've got some of the older stuff out there too as well. Well, Richard Comley's a pretty good guy. And it's weird, he's got the same name as me. And we both create a major Canadian hero. And I don't think I had heard of Captain Canuck when I created the Canadian Shield. Oh, that's what I need to do on yours too. A lot of people forget to do something on the Canadian Shield. They forget the shields on the gloves and the boots. So I'll have to put those in. I like Canadian Shield better for a name, yeah. Well, I must admit, I got the name because of the geographical thing. The the shields like that go in the gloves. But I'll put those in after I do some shading in the white. Bullets. What do they forget? Hashtag never forget. And then also, good morning, Eric. Try to steal as much as you can today. Eric, your laws less slash less zone allows for it as long as under $1,000. You're free to take anything you want. Okay, what's that mean, Bullet? I take it means something about California. Okay, so there's that. Oh, you got the ones on the boot, so I don't have to worry about those. And I'll laugh out loud, Bullet. Alright. Let's make sure these. The stream is buffering now. Says Elric. It's sadly true, though. The terrible state of your state is something special. I had no idea my state allowed that craziness. I'm not surprised I did. I just didn't know. Okay, so I just got the question is, how does his state allow that craziness, Bullet? So I want to know. How exactly does it allow it? What law allows them to steal and, not get charged? They reduced the punishments for petty theft and drug use in California, so it's just an absolute breakdown of the infrastructure. So what? People just get a slap on the wrist or every time? What if you do it multiple times and get caught? Or do you have no idea? What is? I wish it was a joke, but it's looking like a wall around California is looking like a legit solution. Uh, just complete failure by their elected officials. Okay, so let's let that down. Get this. We're almost done here. A few little spots to go, I noticed, to put some weight in. Yeah, well, they just made it a misdemeanor for knowingly giving someone HIV now instead of a felony. Wouldn't that be like a federal, not a provincial thing? Or state thing? You know what I mean? But it's crazy. You might get a fine. That's it. You just never have to pay. They are arresting people. Wow. Well, I guess it depends on how big the fine is. At that point, then. Okay, that's supposed to be a red there, so I'll watch that and do just a couple more pieces of red. And probably the only reason they're doing it too is so the prisons stop getting us filled up, so they can say there's less crime. That's probably the ultimate reason for doing it too. Oh yeah, crime has been, reduced. Our prisons aren't as full. Okay, so there we go. Was that the governor? So there you go, Topher. What do you think? Yeah, if you're a homeless, drug addicted, street person, how do you pay these fines or make them pay, right? True. Well, like I said, it's just so they can reduce. I think it's more. It might be partly with what Elric said about, trying to be anti-Trump. But I also think it's, oh, we're not having as many prisoners, Arrests are down, crime is down, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, it's not really. It's just a way to hide the crime rate, I think. That would show a reduced crime rate. I can't say 100%. So we got this one. Got a few here. Okay. That one's going to be bad. Okay, let's see what we can do. This one. No, that was his vote. Now we have Son of Marv from home. Yeah, I agree. Agree. Business dot. But it's just they don't actually have crime reduced. It's just so on the record it looks like crimes reduced. Obviously, it wouldn't be. It's at least I think. I can't say for sure, obviously. The guy who played. Oh wow. So it's the Criminator. Control Z. Hey! Are you going to upload that drawing somewhere? I can if you want, or I'll probably do it later on Twitter. I was gonna try and get all these fan versions done and then probably upload them on Twitter. But I can do the few that I have done already first. And tag everybody, of course. Daniel Stern. Apparently somebody's not very stern. He made a law stating that African American women hairstyles will not be changed due to work standards, even at restaurants. That's how stupid my... something that violates safety. So I guess he doesn't want safety in the workplace. Workplace accidents? Up. Get out while you can, Alec. Get out while you can. Okay, so I gotta get some. Let's see. We're gonna. Whammons here, Celestia. Well, that's not the last job. It's the whole. Oh, that's not the last job. It's the whole. Your company must be 1/3 to 50% women on the executive board, or get fined $30,000 a year. Well, depending on company. Some companies just might say, "Screw you," and pay the 30,000 if they can afford it. There's a lot of companies out there that can. Is is it why companies are leaving California? Yeah, no doubt, Evan. No doubt. I mean, Elric. Uh, I just DM'd you, not Evan. Okay, so do a slightly darker red. So the belt buckle. So we've got the basics done here. Well, let's save this as Clip Studio file. So let me check to see whether the Canadian Shield has gone up any. No. And 38 hours left. Probably shortly to say 37. In about 4 minutes. Oh, that's. Oh, wait, there I need to. Okay, so yes. Give me about 5-10 minutes, Eric, and I'll send you a DM with the link for. Maybe I want to grab something to drink or whatever.